Hello everyone, glad to be back. Today is 16th of January, now it's 10 to 9 in the morning Moscow time. I'm Levan Gudadze and this is my first update for the day in which I'll share all the main news that are making headlines in Russian media outlets and Russian language pages on different internet platforms for this moment. Later on in the afternoon I will have a second update on my Patreon page and Rumble channel. And I will end this workday with a live stream on my Rumble channel, which will feature next episode of Telegram Reports program, as I did it yesterday. And well, if you didn't find any particular news in this update and that you have interest in, then most likely I did report about it in my yesterday's second or third update. So please check those videos on the Patreon or Rumble channel. And well, I will continue now. And first of all, short summary of the situation on Ukrainian battlefield, and the summary gonna be really short because according to reports of Russian Defense Ministry and Russian media or military channels, there was no crucial changes on any of the sectors of the front line. It's local scale skirmishes, artillery duels, reckoning force operations, drone wars, nothing in the scale that can influence any of the sectors on the line of contact in immediate future. Therefore, I will continue with some additional news, and if you are interested in more detailed information about these local scale skirmishes, of course I recommend military channels that are providing day-to-day updates on this local scale clashes in the zone of special military operation. And well, I will continue with this report of RIA Novosti, according to which Russian air defense systems during the nighttime or early hours of this morning neutralized 12 Ukrainian drones over the Voronezh and the Belgorod regions of Russian Federation. 3 Ukrainian drones were suppressed and 5 drones were destroyed, intercepted by air defense systems in Voronezh region, and another 4 drones were neutralized in the Belgorod region. Yet another attempt of Kiev regime to strike deep inside Russian territory. But in this particular case, seems like Russian air defense systems managed to neutralize all the aerial targets. But same time, I have to share with you information that on some Telegram channels, I did saw news that maybe as a result of fail of debris, or maybe one of the drones did manage to go through Russian air defense systems, but in Voronezh region, high-rise apartment building was damaged and fire erupted on the balcony of that building, and some channels even report that several people were wounded as a result of this Ukrainian attack on Russian territory, including a child. In this news here on RIA Novosti's report, there is no such detailed information. So of course, if any updates, I will share additional information during the day on my Telegram channel or in the second update or in a live stream this afternoon or evening. Let's continue now with another news, also from RIA Novosti News Agency. And well, Peskov, press spokesman of Russian President Dmitry Peskov, was asked about these rumors that are circulating in internet about 2 Russian planes, A-50, AWACS type of plane, and Il-22 reconnaissance plane that allegedly were shot down over the Azov Sea few days ago, and Peskov basically avoided direct answer, and he told journalists that this is matter of militaries and they should ask questions Russian Defense Ministry. Although I did share yesterday on my Telegram, many of you probably did see this photo of a tail section of Russian Il-22 plane. And well, as you can see here on this photo, this plane definitely received some significant damage from shrapnels, I guess, as a result of explosion of missile. And some channels, some Russian Telegram channels, quite big channels, by the way, that most likely have some inside information, did report that most likely A-50 plane was shut down over the Azov Sea. Russian officials not yet share with public any details about these rumors, and Russian Defense Ministry did not yet made any statement on this topic. Maybe we will hear something today, and of course I will report about it. Question is how this incident even occurred. Ukrainian side claims that it was them that targeted these planes over the Azov Sea, approximately in this area here. Although some channels are reporting that it was a friendly fire, it was a tragic accident, and the Russian air defense systems kind of malfunction and did not recognize that this was Russian planes and opened fire on them. As a result of it, A-50 was destroyed and Il-22 was significantly damaged, although it did make to the base safely. Hard to tell what happened, really, hard to tell. Maybe Russian Defense Ministry will share with us some additional information, and we will have a better understanding what took place in this area. If it was a friendly fire, that's one story. But if Ukrainian side, if Kiev regime was involved in this in destruction of these planes, then questions will rise. Questions will rise in any case, in case of defense error, in case of error in defense air defense work. Questions are how it even possible that air defense systems did not recognize allied planes. Usually, air defense systems or air forces operating with this свой-чужой indication system, ally-enemy indications, and missiles will just not lock on allied plane. But something went wrong in this case. If it was error in air defense systems, and if Ukrainian side was involved, if Kiev regime was involved in this whole situation, then questions are how they managed to shut down this far from a line of contact, and with what planes, what weapons, what missiles. So there are many questions. And maybe we will find answers. If not today and tomorrow, at least sometime in the future. But I guess some steps will be taken by Russian side to make sure that this type of accidents will never repeat itself. Let's continue with some other news now, and RT is reporting that according to Foreign Minister of Ukraine, Dmitry Kuleba, time is running out for US aid approval for Kiev regime. So Ukrainian Foreign Minister Dmitry Kuleba has warned that the time is running out for US lawmakers to approve additional military aid to Kiev, claiming that cost for Western nations will be far higher if Russian forces are allowed to defeat the former Soviet Republic. Providing more money and weapons to Ukraine will help the US and its NATO allies avoid a direct confrontation with Russia, Kuleba said in a ABC News interview post on Monday. Well, how are you gonna comment this, by the way? Because of the involvement of US and its NATO allies in this crisis, Ukrainian crisis, because of its chances are somewhat high that there may be some accidents between Russian and NATO forces. It's not vice versa. If US and NATO, other NATO states will stay away from Russia, then most likely Ukrainian crisis will even never begun, will never emerge to begin with. So Kuleba is definitely delusional, and well, when it comes to his statement that time is running out for U.S. lawmakers, I mean, who he is talking to, and who he thinks he is. I mean, this is not even laughable at this point. I mean, but that's desperation in Kyiv, by the way. That's the level of desperation in Kyiv, in a circle of Zelensky and his associates. They are losing mind and becoming more and more aggressive in their statements, including towards the Western states. No surprises there for sure. And well, let's continue. We have a statement here from President of Switzerland, Viola Amherd, that she was asked, Switzerland basically was asked by Kyiv regime to organize a conference, peace conference on topic of Ukraine. Yet again, conference will not include Russian side, and if that's the case, then what is the point to do such a statement? In one of my yesterday's updates, I did share with you information, reaction of Kremlin on this type of conferences that are taking place time to time in different areas of this world. In Davos, for example, for last day or two, discussions have been taking place about Ukrainian crisis, and Peskov was asked about it, and he said that it's a useless endeavor, basically, useless exercise of whoever is participating in these conferences. It's a talk for a talk, and that's all, because and it will be this way always if Russia is not engaged, not invited or not engaged in these discussions, which is absolutely correct. And if Switzerland will agree with the Ukrainian request and will organize some conference, what it will change, really? Nothing, absolutely nothing, if Russia is not invited, of course. And I remind you, dear friends, that leaders of Kyiv regime, time after time, almost on daily basis, are making stronger and stronger statements that freezing of this conflict is not acceptable for them. Talk with Moscow is not acceptable for them. Nothing is acceptable for them, it seems like. They have this delusional idea that Zelensky proposed in his peace in his peace proposal, that Russia should withdraw forces from all the territories that Kyiv regime considers parts of Ukraine. Then Russia should pay some money to Kyiv regime, and there are additional some crazy points in that so-called peace initiative of Zelensky that cannot be discussed seriously. And these people, by the way, in Davos now and in other places, are discussing exactly this pointless, absolutely pointless, useless so-called peace initiative of Kyiv regime that Moscow will not even consider to talk about, because it's total nonsense, by the way. And these people who are supposed to be serious ones, I mean, we are talking about leadership of other countries, mainly Western countries. These people who are supposed to be serious politicians, serious statesmen, they are, sitting in those conferences and talking about these useless, totally irrelevant ideas of Kyiv. Why? What is the point, really? But anyway, let's continue. RT is reporting that, well, former aide of Zelensky, Alexei Arestovich, did made yet another statements that Russian media did pay attention to. And, well, let's read several sentences here. Ukraine had the chance to make a peace in the 2022 Istanbul talks, but something or someone changed President Vladimir Zelensky's mind, according to an interview with the former aide Alexei Arestovich, published on Monday. Friedel Sears, the editor-in-chief of the British outlet Unheard, interviewed Arestovich almost a year after Ukraine's top spin doctor left Zelensky's service. He has since moved to the US, saying that Kiev wants him arrested on politically trumped up charges. I was a member of the Istanbul process, and it was the most profitable agreement we could have done, Arestovich told Sayers. The Ukrainian delegation opened the champagne bottle when they came back to Kiev, believing the agreement was a done deal, he added. The protocols were 90% prepared for a direct meeting between Zelensky and Russian President Vladimir Putin, according to Arestovich, when Zelensky called off the talks. His rejection of the talks has been widely attributed to the Bucha massacre, which Ukraine accused Russia of, but Arestovich said he did not knew that for a fact. Something absolutely changed Zelensky's mind, and historians will have a find the answer to what happened, Arestovich said. Well, everybody knows what happened, and first of all, when it comes to this so-called Bucha massacre, it's a fake news. It's a fake news that was staged by these war criminals in Kiev. Let's begin with this. This was fake news, and whoever was participating to create this staged operation will pay price, will pay heavy price. I'm 100% sure about it. That's first of all. And second of all, Arestovich is not saying full true. Let's be honest here. Yes, something or someone did change Zelensky's mind, and we all know perfectly well who was that. That was Boris Johnson, at the time Prime Minister of UK, and high-ranking US officials that fly to Kiev from State Department, from Defense Ministry, or from Pentagon, and influenced decision-making process in Kiev. We all know perfectly well who derailed those peace talks. It's London and Washington. That's it. That's it. But of course, this idiot Arestovich, he's a coward. He cannot say nothing about London and Washington. Obviously, he's I mean, bitch of the Washington, man, and London. Let's be clear here. He is a prostitute of them. So what he gonna say about his pimps? Let's continue now. These disgraceful degenerates, man, these animals, destroy Ukraine, destroy relationships between Moscow and Kiev. They are guilty of this crime against Russia, against Ukraine, first of all, and against Russia, and they have to pay heavy price for their crimes, and they will, one day. Let's continue. RT is reporting that Germany comments on Russia's attack claims. In one of my yesterday's update, in second update, if I remember correctly, I report about this article in Bild, German media outlet, about some secret documents that this media had its hands on, a secret document of Bundeswehr, German's defense ministry, and according to that document, Germany is preparing for a war with Russia. German militaries are, or German leadership, one may say, is quite sure. According to that document, by the way, that in 2025 there will be conflict between Russia and NATO, and Germany has to prepare. And there are some crazy details in that so-called document. Total nonsense, by the way, total nonsense. I did comment on it in my yesterday's update. No reason to repeat myself now. And well, German government did comment on this article, and let's read several sentences here. The German Defense Ministry has commented on a potential escalation between Russia and NATO after an article in a Bild detailed how such a scenario could play out, citing a secret military document. On Sunday, German tabloid published what it called month-by-month outline of the possible path to conflict between the West and Russia, showing that Moscow could supposedly launch an open attack on the US-led bloc as early as summer 2025. Moscow has ridiculed these claims, calling them hoax. Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov told journalists on Monday that he refused to even comment on this report. Meanwhile, Russian Foreign Ministry spokeswoman Maria Zakharova also brushed the claims of last year's powerful zodiac forecasts. So Russian side really ridiculed this article in a Bild. When approached by Bild, a German Defense Ministry spokesman said that considering different scenarios, even if they are extremely unlikely, is a part of a worldly military business, particularly in training. He did not provide any specific comments on the scenario described by Bild, nor did he confirm or deny that it was based on the secret defense ministry paper. So, well, Berlin now is talking that this paper of Bundeswehr was kind of exercise. But whatever that was, man, it's I mean, whoever writes that scenario maybe should look for a job in Hollywood. To write scenarios for some blockbusters also. Those people probably watch too many movies, man, too many Hollywood movies. That's my comment on this topic today. RT is reporting that UK is to send 20,000 troops to NATO war games that will take place later this year. Let's read also several sentences. The UK is set to deploy around 20,000 service members as well as modern warships and the fighter jets to take part in a major NATO war games aimed at raising tensions with Russia. The Defense Ministry in London has announced. In a statement on Monday, the ministry citing excerpts from a speech to be delivered by Defense Secretary Grant Shapps, said that some 16,000 army troops, along with the tanks, artillery, and helicopters, will join other bloc members on the continent, on the European continent, to participate in exercise Steadfast Defender 24, scheduled to take place in the first half of this year. Their effort will be supported by 8 warships of UK and submarines, as well as 2,000 Royal Navy sailors. The UK will also deploy a number of aircraft, including F-35B Lightning fighters and the Poseidon P-8 surveillance aircraft, the ministry said. Okay, this is just blah blah, really, from UK's defense ministry. I wonder if they really are capable to transfer 20,000 military personnel anywhere, even this close as continental Europe is to United Kingdom. Let's see if they are capable of doing it, because we should always, remember that entire Ukrainian army can be filled in Wembley Stadium. By the way, UK's army is a joke. That's what it is, really. UK may have some small, very capable units, special forces, but when it comes to UK's army, this is a joke, man. You cannot take this serious. Entire UK's army will last in the battlefield in Ukraine probably no more than a month or two. And that's it. Anyway, let's continue. TASS news agency is reporting that well, US, according to media reports, US and some leaders in the Middle East are believing that Iran is behind of attacks of Houthi rebels on maritime routes in the Middle East, and to be more precise, according to some reports, several officers of IRGC, which is elite forces of Iran, are participating in operations of Houthi and directing even these operations. Hard to comment this news. We all know that Iran did support Houthi rebels. It's open secret kind of, but yet again we should always remember that one thing is that Iran is supporting some organizations that are part of resistance movement. Other thing is that these organizations, what kind of influence Iran has over these organizations. Iran, of course, has some influence, but definitely Iran is not calling the shots. Those organizations acting on according to their own interests and interests of the countries that they are representing. In case of Houthi rebels, they are acting on interests of Yemeni people, first of all, and their allies. In case of Hezbollah, for example, Lebanese Hezbollah, they are acting as a defense force for Lebanon and Lebanese people, first of all, and then their allies, because we all know that Hezbollah was participating quite actively to support the fight of Syrian legit government and Syrian people against terrorist attacks that was orchestrated by Washington, London, and their allies, their regional allies in the Middle East. So one thing is that Iran has some connection with these organizations, but it's a mistaken approach, in my understanding, if someone will think that Iran is calling the shots. Iran is able to give orders to these organizations. It's not like that. So maybe there are some officers of Iran's forces in Yemen, but it not necessarily means that they are directing actions of Yemeni Houthis. But anyway, let's continue. RIA Novosti is reporting that yet another ship was targeted. Ship that is connected with the US was targeted by Houthi rebels. On the coastline, not far away from the coastline of Yemen. So as we can see, these attacks of US and UK, as it was easily predicted, did not really change much anything when it comes to actions of the Houthis. If anything, these attacks will only increase the deterrent of Houthi rebels to continue their operations. These strikes of NATO member states will only anger Houthi rebels even more. That's all it is. RT is reporting that, and by the way, this morning I did share on my Telegram. Information that another ship was also targeted. Another ship was. This is it, by the way. So, UK Office of Maritime Trade Operators has reported an incident in the southern Red Sea, approximately 57 nautical miles off the coast of Eritrea. So most likely, yet another ship was targeted, most likely. Ship that has some connection with Israel or US or UK, because after US and UK strikes, Houthi rebels did make clear that they will consider legitimate targets any vessel that has any connection with those countries, especially military vessels, which is not surprising at all, of course. And well, let's let's continue now. RT is reporting, and many other media outlets worldwide, of course, did report about Iran's retaliatory strike on terrorists and spy cells, according to Iranian statements. The Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps said it has used ballistic missiles against an ISIS base in Syria and the stronghold of Israeli spy service Mossad in Iraq on Monday, in the retaliation for the recent terrorist bombing in Iran. 2 explosions killed almost 100 people in Kerman on January 3 as pilgrims gathered to honor the late General Qassem Soleimani, killed by the US in 2021. Islamic State claimed responsibility for this terrorist attack. Last month, another suicide bombing in the town of Rask killed 11 Iranian police. It was blamed on the Pakistan-based group Jaish al-Adi. In response to the recent crimes of the terrorist groups that unjustly martyred a group of our dear compatriots in Kerman and Rask, we have identified gathering places of the commanders and elements of ISIS related to recent terrorist operations in the occupied territories of Syria and destroyed them by firing a number of ballistic missiles, the IRGC said in a statement. Well, I did share some videos of those strikes on my Telegram, and you can check those videos if you are interested. Some of the targets were some 1,200 kilometers away from a launch point. Some of the targets that IRGC hit last night. So this was not just retaliatory strike, but also demonstration of missile capabilities of Iran, I will say. RT is reporting that missing US SEALs were chasing Iranian weapons. According to media, as many of you are probably informed already, several days ago, Pentagon was conducting some operation off the coast of Somalia, and SEALs, US SEAL teams were involved in this operation, and they were chasing some ship that allegedly were transferring weapons from Iran to Yemen. And seems like US SEALs tried to board this ship, and then according to official statements from Washington, some accident happened, and the SEALs failed. One SEAL failed to sea, and then another one just jumped into sea to save his comrade, to help his comrade. But what happened in reality, no one knows. Maybe there was some gunfight, and 2 SEALs fell in the water as a result of it. Maybe 2 SEALs were captured by a crew of that ship. No one knows what happened, but at this point, Washington still cannot share with public information where these 2 SEALs are. Formally, some rescue operation still continues in the area where this accident took place. One may say this is a first blood on part of US militaries in this new war of Biden's administration, this time against Yemen. And this is it, by the way, when it comes to today's first update. Hopefully you will find this video interesting, and if so, please click that like button, leave some commentary about any topic you find interesting, and share video with your friends. It will help to reach wider audience. And if you think this project with several channels on YouTube, Rumble, Telegram, Patreon is informative, useful, and deserves to exist in this field of news and political commentary. Please consider to support my work with small donations through PayPal, Buy Me a Coffee, or by subscribing to my Patreon page. You can see links under this video in the description box or in the pinned comment. This is it for now. I will just remind you that later on this afternoon I will have a second update on my Patreon page and Rumble channel, and I will end today's workday with the live stream on my Rumble channel about 8-9 o'clock this evening Moscow time. So yes, this is it for now. Have a great day and take care.